Welcome everybody. My name is Pramod Nayar. I teach at the Department of English, the University of Hyderabad, India. I also hold the UNESCO Chair in Vulnerability Studies at this university. We are academic collaborators, consultants, co-workers with the Office of Interdisciplinary Studies at OP Jindal, and it's a privilege and honor and a complete delight to be able to welcome each and every participant to this methods workshop, or lab as we call it in trendy terms. The workshop came as a result of a series of conversations we have had. Now, I should point out that the UNESCO Chair is a research and teaching unit. And Professor Deepanshu Mohan of OP Jindal has been kind and gracious enough on several occasions to collaborate with us, offer us talks, materials, published work to share on the Chair's platform, as you can see if you go through the site. The Chair's focus in teaching and research is also to hold workshops, to examine concepts of vulnerability and precarity. It's an interest we share with Professor Deepanshu Mohan and his wonderful team at Jindal. And one of the tasks is to reach out to students, early researchers, train them in looking at vulnerability from multiple angles. And clearly that would be an interdisciplinary emphasis as well. So the Chair has, over the last 3 years, we are in our 4th year now, been doing this quite a bit. We also have developed 40 plus open educational resources, which are essentially talks delivered on the Chair's platform and are now available on the Chair's site to be accessible to anyone and everyone. At this point in time, and this is one of the reasons why I'm not there in person to be with all of you, is that we are running a year-long symposium on the literature of sustainability, reading, writing, and the SDGs. Last year we did a short-term course on SDGs and literature, and this year we are running a symposium. So we have about 20 speakers on the 17 SDGs. So we have one today starting in an hour's time. So the Chair's focus has been vulnerability of all kinds: aging, childhood, dementia, migration, the informal sector in job markets, education. Quite a lot of it revolves around literature and popular culture, from films to Gothic studies and so on. So my colleague and I, Professor Anna Kurian, who also is a professor of English and has a very specific interest in the early modern and Shakespeare studies, but also childhood and children's literature. We have been in conversation with the IDEA's team for some time now. And it came out of an extended conversation roundtable we held some months ago. And we came to this rather unhappy conclusion that the reason why some of our early career researchers are not able to really pitch their output in the world's best journals, take their projects abroad for collaboration, networking, grants, is that there's a certain weakness, a certain lack of rigor perhaps, in their methods and methodologies. So we thought, why not address this, at least in a limited fashion? I mean, we hope to build on this over the next several iterations. But the question was, how do we bring the students together? What should be the verticals under which we examine, discuss, but also train people in methodologies and methods? So it could be social sciences, literary studies, arts, humanities, and so on, but principally focusing on the arts, humanities, and social science disciplines, the non-science, as it is sometimes rather pejoratively called. This workshop is the result of that. We are very happy to be part of this in terms of the discussion and the academic debates we have had. We are extremely grateful to Professor Deepanshu Mohan and his absolutely fantastic team, efficient, organized, meticulous, for putting this together. We wish we were there in person, but we have so many other things going on almost simultaneously every week. We are running an anniversary series. So next week we have Virginia Woolf, and then we have Margaret Atwood, the anniversary talks by people from other parts of this country. And so we are unfortunately not there, but we hope to rectify this defect soon enough. So we are hoping that this research in the contemporary, what we are calling a methods lab, will take you through the process of building an idea into a piece of writing, whether it's literary texts, the archives, fieldwork. And we have identified, as you can see from the handout that you must have received by now, panels on labor, on care, on climate, of course. I mean, who isn't talking about climate now? Social exclusion, from various people, specialized keynote addresses, participants, also from multiple disciplines. And we are really very happy to think through with you questions of methods. Now, obviously methods would be different, but they also overlap. So there will be people with a specific interest in ethnography, while somebody wants to read a literary text or an archive for very specific ideological or recuperative therapeutic modes of reading, restoring the balance for social justice and inclusivity, and so on. So the task is here, really speaking, to put pen to paper. Now, I'm invoking a deliberately antiquated term. I do not think people use pen and paper anymore, for the reason that it's work. You work it out and you work it through. And I'm sure you will find that most of your concerns about how do I put this idea into words? How do these words come together? How do these words constitute a title, an abstract, the body of an essay? What are the approaches to be taken? What kind of method or methodology, and they are not, of course, synonyms, would work best if this is my topic, or if this is what I want to research? So sexuality in the colonial period, or I want to look at Native American myths of creation and how they connect to contemporary climate crisis, or topics like that. I'm just taking random topics. I'm not doing very specific stuff with whatever you're brought to the table. So we want to deal with things that you have brought to the table and work it through. We hope that at the end of the exercise, you will have something to take away, not only in terms of methods of tackling the projects you've got in mind, but also in terms of concrete ideas about how you write this out. How do you develop this? So we hope to see at least draft papers at some point. So may I again express my gratitude and my congratulations to Professor Deepan Shimohan and his team at Opijindal Ideas, my colleague, Professor Anna Kurian, Faculty Fellow on the UNESCO Chair in Vulnerability Studies. And we look forward to hearing from you, getting your feedback as to how we could work this to a much better level, improving whatever we can do for you and with you over the next iterations. All the best, and I hope you do enjoy the next few days. Thank you.